Crime is also a major concern in Philadelphia, where convenience store chain WaWa is shutting 2 locations over safety concerns. The move is in direct response to this raid caught on camera showing 100 teenagers who ransacked the store after a fight broke out. NewsNation correspondent Dre Clark is live in Philadelphia this morning with the latest on that story. Good morning, Dre.
Mitch, good morning. WaWa is a very big deal here in Philadelphia. The convenience store chain has more than 40 stores spread out across the city, and it is very involved in the community. In fact, sponsoring one of the biggest events of the year every 4th of July holiday, which is the WaWa Welcome America festival here. So the decision to close 2 stores in downtown, including this one you see here behind me, was a very difficult one.
In September, when a group of teenagers ransacked this WaWa store in Northeast Philadelphia, it may have been the final straw for WaWa company execs. Last week, the company announced it's closing 2 of its downtown locations because of safety and security concerns, and it may not end there. City Councilman Michael Driscoll told the Philadelphia Business Journal that a WaWa exec told him directly, quote, "We're seriously considering moving out of the city of Philadelphia in our strategic planning, at least not to expand."
It's really a sense of complete lawlessness like we've really never seen before.
Jennifer Coffendorfer is a former special agent with the FBI.
There's not enough that they can do to counteract the losses that they're going to have in terms of money and in terms of possible harm toward their employees.
Crime has reached a chronic level in Philadelphia, and in almost every major category, crime is up, including robberies, assaults, and theft. And so far this year, there have been more than 1,000 carjackings, and on the streets, the body count keeps rising.
So we're seeing violent crime in addition to these sort of ransack type crimes.
But WaWa isn't the first company to take their business out of the city. In July, Starbucks also closed one of its downtown Philly locations, saying it was getting too dangerous and risky for its employees. Starbucks has now closed close to 20 stores across the country, citing safety concerns.
Unfortunately, we don't see the barometer going any place but continuing to go to the right toward lawlessness and toward police having difficulty dealing with these kinds of crimes.
And the mayor here in Philadelphia, Jim Kenney, says these 2 WaWas closing was not a total surprise because he says retail stores come and go and they close for various reasons. Also noting that this should not be considered an indication that Philadelphia's downtown district is in any way trouble because of the high crime issues. We should also mention that the employees at this WaWa and the other one that's going to close, they're not losing their jobs. They can work at other stores if they should choose to do so. Mitch.
So the mayor is just ignoring what the companies are saying out loud. Okay, Dre, thank you very much for that. He's usually in New York. This morning he's in Philly. We appreciate that.
All right, Joe Sullivan, former deputy commissioner for the Philadelphia Police Department, is with us this morning. Sir, appreciate your time. Well, let's pick it up there. So Mayor Jim Kenney says this isn't because of crime in Philly. Is he in denial?
I would respectfully disagree with him. Both of those locations have tried everything they could think of to create some sense of security within their stores, and they just weren't able to do it. It became financially no longer feasible. I mean, we have a policy in Philadelphia that the district attorney will not prosecute for crimes under $500, and I would suggest that it's actually far more widespread than that. It doesn't matter how many times you commit a retail theft or how many times you target the same business. There's no prosecution, and employees are afraid to get involved for their own safety and for fear that they will be prosecuted. So basically, retail theft is not a crime in Philadelphia anymore. And it's starting to impact businesses like WaWa, and WaWa is an iconic member of the Philadelphia community.
You know, you look at the video on our screen of these people storming into the store. What else are stores to do to prevent this type of crime and keep customers and employees safe?
Well, there's really nothing more that they can do. It's the district attorney has to step up, change his policies, and support the police when they make arrests. And also, these businesses have to protect their employees first and foremost, and that's why they give their employees instructions to stay hands off and not get involved. But this requires a more concerted effort between the Philadelphia Police Department and the District Attorney's Office. And frankly, the City Hall has to send a different message that this type of behavior is unacceptable and it won't be tolerated. When you stop, you can say it's just retail theft. When you begin to legalize crimes like retail theft, you just see it escalating in other areas. And in Philadelphia, I mean, in the last 20 months in Philadelphia, over 1,000 people have been murdered. 2021 was a record-breaking year for homicide. This year is on pace with that. In fact, in terms of non-fatal shootings, this so far is a record-breaking year. Last night, we had a shooting on our transit system. We had hundreds of ATVs overtake Center City, and they attacked police officers, broke the windshield of a police car. So just in a more general sense, we need to restore law and order and remove this feeling of lawlessness and chaos that has overtaken our city.
Joe, until we see that type of cooperation happen and those changes made, are police hands tied?
Absolutely, their hands are tied. I mean, they can make an arrest, but then they potentially are civilly liable when they arrest people and charges aren't brought forward by the district attorney. But I applaud the Philadelphia Police Department. They continue to do the job. Despite the fact that they are severely undermanned. They're probably 1,500 officers short at least, but they're out there every single day continuing to make arrests. But officers are very concerned where this is going, especially if someone resists arrest and they have to lawfully and appropriately use force. That the actions of the district attorney and the priorities he has made quite clear that they're going to find themselves in a bad situation. The police need to feel supported. They need to know if they're doing their job the right way, that they will be supported by the mayor, they will be supported by the district attorney, and they'll be supported by their own command staff.
Well, we're seeing this in other major cities as well, Joe. You know that. Joe Sullivan this morning, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.